Welcome to Balanced Bodies, the podcast where we make nutrition easy so you can focus on living your best life. I'm Anisha Gupta, a registered dietitian, and I'm here to help you achieve hormonal balance, blood sugar balance, and overall better health. As a busy mom myself, I understand how hard it can be to find the time and energy to focus on nutrition. But the truth is, our health is too important to ignore. That's why I created the Balanced Bodies podcast to provide practical tips and strategies for achieving optimal health without sacrificing your busy lifestyle. In each episode, we'll explore various nutrition topics and discuss the latest research and trends so you're always up to date. You'll get actionable tips so that you can start implementing today and make big moves towards a healthier and happier version of yourself. Whether you're struggling with PCOS or looking to find your healthiest weight, or maybe you're simply just wanting to feel your best, Balanced Bodies has got you covered. I'm here to support you wherever you are on your health journey, because at the end of the day, nutrition should be easy and enjoyable. So join me on this journey towards balanced bodies and better health. Subscribe to the Balanced Bodies podcast today, and let's make nutrition easy, one episode at a time. Well, hello, my sweet friends. Today we're going to dive deep into the 7 mindset traps that keep us stuck and prevent us from moving forward towards our health and nutrition goals. Our mindset is so powerful, but it can be the very thing that's actually holding us back from the happiness that we desire. You know what I'm talking about when we say, like, I can't exercise today because I don't have a full hour to do it properly. Or even, well, I already ate 1 cookie, so I might as well eat the whole box because I've already ruined my diet, so I'll just restart again on Monday. Does that sound familiar? Well, my friend, this all or nothing thinking mindset is the mindset trap number 1. It's the one-way ticket to disappointment city. And many of us fall into this trap of wanting to do things perfectly or not at all. But this kind of thinking can create anxiety and hold us back from actually making progress. As a recovering perfectionist myself, I understand how easy it is to get caught up in my own head and overthink things. It can be overwhelming and cause us to give up before we even start. It's very essential to recognize that it may not be realistic to do everything at once. So what should we do? Well, let me tell you, the solution is to take imperfect action. We need to allow ourselves the space to grow and to adjust. We can't be too hard on ourselves and believe that if we're doing everything perfectly, it's just not worth doing. If we're not doing it perfectly, it's not worth doing. So for example, let's say you want to eat healthier and lately you've been eating out a lot. A client of mine recently, actually, she said over the pandemic, they got into this habit of ordering in a lot. They were ordering food a lot, and she wanted to get out of that habit. So she was thinking about cutting out takeout completely. And maybe you're in a similar boat and you're considering the same. So instead of cutting out restaurants completely, because it may not work for your lifestyle, it's not something that you're used to, I would suggest start by limiting eating out to weekends only, for example. This would be a little bit more realistic and achievable, and it might allow you to take a small step towards your goal without you feeling overwhelmed. So you just have the 5 weekdays to take care of your meals. Weekends, maybe you can eat out and give yourself a little bit of that flexibility to allow yourself to get used to this idea. And as you progress towards your goal, you can adjust it and make it so that it includes weekends if that's your end goal, or make it sometimes. When working with clients in my programs, I often see individuals who are excited to make big changes. They want to just come in and hit the ground running, and I love that energy. But sometimes I do have to remind them that the changes you're making, they need to be sustainable. They need to fit into your lifestyle. Your goals, they need to be goals that you can actually achieve. And I really want you to enjoy what you're doing, not make it feel like it's a punishment. So sometimes it's bringing people down from that cloud 9 that they're ready to go and they want to do it all, but that energy only lasts for so long, and then you're going to come back and you're going to crash because you just can't keep up with this lifestyle. So what I want you to do is I want you to throw away that all or nothing mindset, because guess what? Doing something is better than doing nothing. 5 minutes of exercise is better than no exercise. 1 cookie is not going to ruin you. let's set realistic goals and practice some self-compassion. And I want you to give yourself some grace throughout your process of healing and this new journey that you're about to take on. Okay, let's move into mindset trap number 2, which is the fear of failure. So people are very afraid to fail. Failure is not the end of the world. It's actually a necessary step towards success, and I'll go into all of that. But fear of failure is a very common mindset trap that keeps us from reaching our full potential. When it comes to nutrition, we might be afraid to try something different because we're worried that we won't succeed. We might be afraid to fail at sticking to a plan, so sometimes we don't even bother trying, especially if you're thinking that that plan involves a lot of things. You weren't even going to try because you just hit a brick wall. You don't even know where to start. So the thing is that failure is actually a necessary part of your journey. It's how you learn and how you grow and how you will eventually reach your success. It's pretty awesome when my clients embrace failure and they use it as a learning opportunity. One way to overcome the fear of failure is to focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of striving for perfection on your nutrition plan, focus on making progress towards your goals. Celebrate all of your small wins, like making healthier food choices or even taking 5 minutes out of your day for some gentle stretching or maybe some meditation. That's a win. If you can be consistent with that, that's a huge win. It's so much easier to take those 5 minutes and turn it into 7 and turn it into 10 once you get that habit going. I also encourage my clients to reframe their mindset around failure. Instead of seeing failure as a negative thing, see it as a necessary step towards success. When you fail, ask yourself what you learned from that experience and how you can use that knowledge to move forward. This is actually a thing. It's called failing forward. So anytime you feel something's not working for you, take a moment to actually assess and see, why didn't that work for me? What was the problem there? And use that knowledge to do something different. Take a different approach. So I want you to embrace that growth mindset and start viewing setbacks as actual learning opportunities. Stop focusing so much on the end goal and start celebrating your progress. I want you to take a moment right now and imagine, what would your life look like if you actually enjoyed your journey towards better health? I want you to create a mantra for yourself, even this simple one of progress over perfection. Whenever you feel that mountain of doubt creeping in, use your mantra to help you overcome that doubt. Even just saying to yourself, progress over perfection. If you find yourself in that mindset trap of perfection, tell yourself this: progress over perfection, progress over perfection. And it really, really does change your mindset. All right, mindset trap number 3 is all about the restrictive diet. So maybe you've been on the dieting roller coaster for years, maybe even decades. You're probably thinking that if I just had more willpower, I'd actually be able to be successful and not have to restart my diet. And I wouldn't be struggling with my weight the way that I am today if I just had more willpower the last time that I did this. I've heard it all. I have spoken to thousands of people who have done it the exact same way that you are. And you're not the first, you won't be the last, and you are definitely not alone in thinking in this way. It wasn't because of your willpower. I will say that to you right now. It's not because you lack willpower. The diet industry is full of temporary fixes. Temporary actions lead to temporary results. So your diet, you weren't successful with it because it wasn't realistic for you. So rather than starting the next diet, which you already know you're not going to be able to sustain, I want you to focus on the actions that you actually can sustain. And I want you to really take to heart that nothing is too small here. Start with one thing. Even just one thing is good in terms of getting you towards your goal. So rather than cutting out full food groups like grains or forbidding yourself to enjoy any type of sugar or dairy, I want you to focus on how you can add nutritional value into your lifestyle, into your eating patterns. What do you need to do to add nutritional value in? I know that you probably are not going to believe me because a lot of people don't, But you can be successful with your health and your weight goals without cutting out foods from your life. My clients do it. They eat chocolate. They're allowed to eat chips. They're allowed to eat anything and everything, except for allergies, of course. If you're allergic to something, that's a big no-no. But other than that, they can eat everything because I know long-term they're going to want to enjoy these foods. So why not learn to enjoy those foods from now and create a lifestyle so that when you are done working with me, you just got to continue it. My whole coaching program is built on this, the sustainability mindset. So the problem with diets is when you cut out these foods, what do you think is going to happen when you bring those foods back into your life? You're going to regain the weight. You might have lost the weight because you cut out carbs, but you can't cut out carbs forever. You need carbs to live, and carbs are awesome. They're everywhere, and I want you to be able to enjoy those. You're going to regain the weight when you start to enjoy those carbs again. Your body loves variety. Your body wants to enjoy all foods. So you're fighting your body every time you're going on a diet. What I want you to do is ditch that diet mentality and focus on how you can create balance with your nutrition. There is so much I want to say on this topic, so it's going to be a whole separate podcast episode, so look for that in the future, but I would say don't ever do a diet again. Okay, let's move on to mindset trap number 4, the comparison trap. So when you see someone pop up on Instagram or on TikTok and you think, well, I wish my body looked like that, or I wish I was able to work out like her. That's the comparison trap. You're comparing yourself to somebody else. And that comparison trap is real. And it's honestly wreaking havoc on our self-esteem and our mental health. And I feel like today with social media so much in our face, it's getting worse. And the thing is that sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it. All it does is make us feel bad for ourselves. It makes us feel like we are not enough. So growing up in the 90s, the late 90s and the 2000s, I remember when I used to go to school, when I was in high school, I know I'm dating myself right now, but people used to put up magazine cutouts of quote unquote ideal bodies in their lockers as motivation for themselves to work out or stick to the diet that they were on, to continue to tell themselves that this is what I need to look like. This is why I'm struggling or suffering right now, because this is what I need to look like. And that doesn't work. I'm sorry to tell you, but that actually doesn't work. So I would love for you to stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own progress. You are unique, you are beautiful, you are worthy just the way that you are. So let's practice some gratitude and start celebrating ourselves. Okay? I recently attended a seminar where Patrice Washington was one of the speakers. She is absolutely amazing, by the way. I was blown away. I hadn't heard of her before this seminar, and you guys should definitely follow her. I'll add her onto Instagram. I'll add her Instagram handle into the show notes here. So when we're done with this podcast, once you're done listening, go ahead and check her out. Go follow her. She's awesome and so much amazingness. But she was talking about not allowing ourselves to be put into a box around what we are expected to be. And I love this analogy because she was saying it from a business perspective, but I think it definitely applies to us here. Maybe you've been told to look a certain way, or maybe you've been taught to act a certain way, but this isn't who you really are. So don't put yourself in a box and keep yourself there. Be who you're really meant to be. I want you to be risky and authentic, and I want you to be willing to embrace and accept the change. Because honestly, you can't be put into a perfect little box. I want you to reflect. What feelings are you carrying from your childhood? Is there some kind of shame that you're holding onto from your past? When I was a kid, I overheard someone comment about my lips and how undesirable it was to have fuller lips like mine. I'm from a South Asian culture, and I overheard this. And I remember after that me hearing this, I used to spend hours practicing how to purse my lips together in the mirror so that they would appear thinner in my pictures. I remember having a school picture, and I remember we did family pictures, and I pursed my lips together because I wanted my lips to look thinner because I thought that that was more desirable. So crazy. The comparison trap is a mindset trap that is honestly going to keep us from reaching our full potential. When it comes to nutrition, we might compare ourselves to others who seem to be doing better than us. We might compare our progress to someone else's progress and feel like we're not doing enough. And it's toxic. It's honestly very, very toxic. Everyone's journey is different. Comparing ourselves to others only leads to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. I want you to focus on your own journey and celebrate your unique progress. Remember, progress is progress. No matter how small it may be, you are on the path to success. Doesn't matter how long you take to get there, but you're on your own journey. No one else lives in your life. No one else lives in your body. You are on your own path to success. Another way to overcome the comparison trap is to reframe your mindset around success. Instead of seeing success as a competition with others, start to see it as a personal achievement. Celebrate your own successes, no matter how small, and use those successes as motivation to keep going. I also want you to consider surrounding yourself with positive influences. Find a support system that motivates and inspires you, and avoid people who bring you down or make you feel less than adequate. This might even look like doing a social media cleanse. So next time you're on your social media and you see all these pictures popping up or these reels or videos, how does it make you feel? I want you to assess that. And it might be time to unfollow some of these people who are making you feel less than worthy being in your own skin, being in your own life. And you may even want to consider bringing in more positivity into your social media. It's so easy for our brain to think a certain way when we're surrounded by certain people. So surround yourself with people who uplift you and make you feel good about yourself. Okay, mindset trap number 5, the number on the scale. Did you know that the diet industry is a whopping $70 billion per year business? That is a lot of money spent on weight loss. The diet industry thrives on people not being able to be successful with their goals. They have created diets that you can't stick to, and you get trapped in this vicious cycle because you can't succeed. But you got results, so you're going to go back to doing it. The dieting world revolves around that little scale that permanently lives on your bathroom floor and your constant disappointment every time you step on it. This mindset trap has led us to believe that the number on the scale dictates our success. All of our efforts become null and void if the number on the scale doesn't change. But should that really be happening? The answer is no. When you change your mindset and no longer seek validation from your efforts, from that stupid little square, you actually allow yourself to grow in a different way. The scale doesn't know that your energy levels are better. The scale doesn't know that you're no longer getting headaches in the middle of the day. It doesn't know that now you're having happy poops or that your mood is 10 times better than it was before, all because you've made amazing changes to your health. The only thing the scale knows is your gravitational pull. That's it. That's literally it. It knows nothing else. Your weight does not dictate your health. But when we give that stupid little square the power, we lose ours and can't see past those numbers at all the other amazing things that have happened because you are now taking care of yourself. I recommend breaking up with your scale. Use other measures to dictate how your clothes are fitting to help you determine your progress. And if you want to check your weight, that's cool. I get it. But I would suggest don't do it more than once a week. And before you step on that scale, give yourself a really awesome pep talk about how amazing you are. Reflect on the changes that you've made and the positivity that you're noticing in yourself and how great you currently feel. And tell yourself that regardless of what this number on the scale says, it doesn't take away from any of that. And I'm going to continue to better my health regardless of this number on the scale. The number on the scale doesn't know how much fat you have on your body. It doesn't know how much muscle you have on your body. It doesn't know about your bone density. It doesn't know about any of those things. I want you to remember that. The number that you see there is just data. Plain, boring data. That's it. That's how I want you to see the scale if you choose to use it. And put it away. Put it in your cupboard. Put it in the cupboard underneath your sink in the bathroom. So it's not a constant reminder of, I need to weigh myself. Don't let it impact you to the way that it should. Okay, number 6. Mindset trap number 6. Not having a plan on where to start. So when people start working with me, it's not that they don't know what to do. Most people come to me having a clue of, this is what I need to change in my life. This is what I need to do to improve my health. What they get hung up on is the implementation process. They feel like they need more information. They feel like they need more answers to get started. They don't know where to begin. They feel overwhelmed. And the thing is that you don't need more information. You don't need more answers to start taking action. You having more information is actually only going to lead you to feelings of overwhelm. And all the answers are there on the internet. You don't need that extra info. It's getting started. You need help getting started. You need a plan, a place to get started. So I want you to think about keeping it simple. Start with the small steps that you already know that you can improve. Whether it's movement, whether it is including more vegetables, whether it is having healthier snacks, for example, or just including a snack and not turning towards chips as your go-to after a long day, for example. You probably have some clue about what you need to do. It is just putting that into action now. Start with that. And maybe you need more answers in the future, but start with the things that you already know that you can improve on. The second thing you need to do is have a community of people who are going to lift you up and cheer you on. Motivation ebbs and flows. It's not always going to stay high, and that's natural. But when motivation is low, you want to have people that can support you, that can bring you back up, that can encourage you. So put yourself in the company of others who are going to lift you up and who are also on a similar path to where you want to be. You are only as good as the company that you keep. So consider joining Facebook groups or programs or coaching programs that help you feel good. And I can't emphasize that enough. I'm talking about the make you feel good part. You want to surround yourself with people who encourage you to take it to the next level. And that doesn't mean to go and follow models and celebrities with society's perfect body, quote unquote perfect, on Instagram. Looking at their posts is not going to motivate you to take action. But finding a Facebook group that encourages body positivity and a healthy lifestyle, that is actually going to encourage you to take action. For example, you could look for a mom's group or a PCOS management group or a cultural or religious group that works for you. This is where you're going to find people who are struggling with the same things you are, who can relate with what you're going through. These are people who you can learn from. They're the ones who are going to give you tips and tricks that can actually help to make your life better, things you may not have thought about. The sole reason why I created my coaching program is to help people with the accountability and motivation that they needed to get unstuck. And one thing I do really well with them is to create realistic goals with my clients. These are goals that actually fit into their lifestyle. Small goals that we build on. And I want you to consider your goals being very specific. I want you to consider SMART goals, SMART. It's an acronym if you've ever heard of it. So it starts for a SMART, that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. These are known as SMART goals, and they are super specific, and it takes the thinking out of it. So all you have to do is take action. When you have specific goals in place, it's easier to create a plan that actually aligns with those goals. So start with what you already know. Start with a simple, small goal, and do it really well, and then build on it. If you're confused about what to eat, it can be helpful to create a meal plan. Meal planning is a very effective way to help you make healthier choices and stay on track. You have your ideas already out there. Meal planning, it doesn't have to be complicated. Start with a few simple meals and you can build on it from there. If you wanted to take it one step further, you can even do meal preps. Prepping your meals in advance can save you time, save you money, and also help you to make better food choices. So in the last moment, you're not ordering pizza. You already have an idea of what you're going to do. You've already prepped a little bit so that you can go ahead and make a healthier choice. All right, mindset trap number 7, time. It's not the right time. My friend, it is never going to be the right time. If you're waiting for that perfect opportunity to start working on your health, that opportunity is not going to come. You're going to be backed into a corner where you have no choice but to work on your health because of whatever news your doctor is going to give you. All right. It's like having a baby. There's never a perfect time to have a baby either. But if that happens and you end up having a baby, you make it work. Even if you've planned for it, it's never a perfect time. You still make it work. Same goes for your health. There's never going to be a perfect time because of life. Life is busy and hectic and chaotic. And as much as we hope the future is going to be different, the reality is it's going to be just a different season of life, and it's going to be a different kind of busy. I know that little voice in your head already knows the answer, and it's not waiting. Waiting to better your health is going to make it harder. Waiting is going to create greater complications in your future. So I want you to think right now. Imagine how good it would feel if you could wake up and not rely on coffee or multiple coffees to get through your day. How awesome would you feel if after a long workday, you had the energy to make a healthy meal, not only for yourself, but also for your family? How amazing would it be if you had your blood sugar under control and were not dreading your next blood test? You can do it. Commit to taking action and not waiting for a better time. There's no better time than right now to start. And remember, I'm all about taking imperfect action, failing forward. Start with small goals. You don't need more information. You don't need anything else. You already know the small things that you can do to create success for yourself. Find your people. Find people that are going to uplift you, that can hold you accountable, that are going to motivate you when you don't feel the motivation is there. Celebrate each and every success that you have, no matter how small it is. Your mindset is everything. Don't let these sneaky mindset traps hold you back from achieving your health goals. Erase these negative thoughts and start living your best life. All right, my friends, that's all for today, and I will catch you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Balanced Bodies podcast. Remember, achieving optimal health is a journey, and it's all about finding balance in our busy lives. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't just keep me to yourself. Share it with a friend or a family member that needs to hear it. Also, I'm inviting you to join me on Instagram at hello.nutrition for even more content, behind-the-scenes peeks, and daily inspiration. Follow me and stay connected and be part of my growing community of balanced bodies. If you have questions or topics that you'd like me to cover in future episodes, reach out. Your feedback is invaluable to me. I want to share with you the topics that matter with you the most. And of course, don't miss out on the next episode of Balanced Bodies. Hit that subscribe button now and stay tuned for even more invaluable insights and inspirations for the future. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode of the Balanced Bodies podcast. This is your host, Anisha Gupta, registered dietitian, signing off from Balanced Bodies for today. Wishing you, my sweet, sweet friend, a fantastic day ahead. Subscribe now and let's make nutrition easy and enjoyable together.